focusing on choosing the wealthy path. You know, becoming a millionaire really isn't about luck. It's not about rolling the dice and hoping for the best. It's actually a very deliberate choice to do exactly what most people flat out refuse to do.
So why do most people never reach seven figures? Why is that million-dollar mark so incredibly elusive for so many hardworking folks? While the answer doesn't lie in some sudden windfall or winning the lottery, it actually comes down to a few defining choices that completely separate the wealthy from the rest of the pack. The gap between those who constantly struggle and those who ultimately thrive, it's all about a very specific set of actions. Which brings us to our first main point, the millionaire crossroads.
Look, every single person eventually faces a literal crossroads in their financial journey. Every financial decision you make acts as a step down one of two paths. One path points you confidently toward a secure, seven-figure future, like a million-dollar mansion. But the other, that one slowly drags you down into a cycle of debt, empty wallets, and just endless financial stress. The crazy part is, the power to choose your direction is completely in your hands.
Let's look at the biggest hurdle on this journey. Stop looking rich.
This is where so many people get tripped up. The vast majority of people stay broke because they spend their hard-earned salary just to look rich. They go out and buy depreciating status symbols like luxury sports cars, prioritizing the outward appearance of wealth over the actual reality of it. But actual millionaires? They use their money in a completely different way. Behind the scenes, they're quietly using their cash to buy assets that actually get them richer, rather than just putting on a show for the neighbors.
So instead of those fading, flashy purchases, the millionaire path focuses intensely on building a portfolio of true assets that grow wealth. We're talking about things like stocks, real estate, basically investments that act like a literal money tree. These are financial vehicles that actively grow and compound over time. While a luxury car is just draining your bank account with maintenance and depreciation, these assets are doing the heavy lifting to continuously push your net worth upward. Moving on to the next crucial piece of the puzzle, multiple streams of income.
This brings us to a terrifyingly small number, 1. Relying on just one single paycheck is absolutely the riskiest path you can take. Seriously, if that one stream dries up, your entire financial foundation just crumbles instantly. It leaves you totally vulnerable to layoffs, market shifts, or sudden emergencies.
To actually cross over to the millionaire path, you have to let your money work even while you sleep. You just can't trade hours for dollars forever and expect to reach seven figures. You need systems that generate cash overnight, on the weekends, while you're on vacation. Basically, you have to completely decouple your time from your earning potential.
How do they do it? Well, millionaires build multiple streams of income. Usually it breaks down into four main areas. You start with your salary. That's your initial engine, right? But then you rapidly expand by funneling that salary into investments, maybe building an online business or acquiring rental properties. Imagine creating this massive compounding effect where all these separate channels are just flowing into a central savings vault. That accelerates your wealth far beyond what a single salary could ever achieve on its own.
Finally, let's talk about the glue that holds all of this together, time and consistency. The source material we're looking at today shatters the biggest, most discouraging wealth myth out there, which is this quote right here. You don't need to earn millions to become a millionaire. A staggering salary is simply not a prerequisite for extreme wealth. It's a really common excuse people use to justify not starting. But the math proves time and time again that steady, disciplined earning is more than enough.
Instead of sitting around waiting for a giant paycheck, you really only need three things. Step 1, have patience. Wealth building is a marathon, not a sprint. Step 2, build smart habits. That means consistently funding your portfolio instead of buying things just to look rich. And step 3, maintain consistency. You just keep feeding those income streams day in and day out, letting the compounding math work endlessly in your favor.
So the blueprint is right in front of you, and it leaves you with one final question to ponder. Will you start today and let time do the rest? Which path are you going to choose today? The fading illusion of looking wealthy or the compounding reality of actually being wealthy? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. And here's to making the choices